Guys, this is it, right? This is why we got together 22 weeks ago. Okay? I was all about the Dublin Marathon, and guess what? We are fucking here. This is simple, right? This is A to B. A to B, 26.2 miles. 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles. It ain't going to come to you. You have to go from it. Every step is a step closer towards that finish line.
Here's a poser for you folks. Have you ever wanted to run a marathon? Is it something you've been putting off for one reason or another? If it is, today's the day to change all that. We were talking about bucket lists a moment ago. Yes, do you want to take part in the Dublin City Marathon Bank Holiday Weekend, October? Well, you know, on late launch since 2010, we've been following Team Carrie all the way each year. And this year is no exception because we're doing it again. Yes, Team Carrie 2016 to launch on late launch just now. And I'm delighted to welcome to the show the man himself, David Carrie, his good wife, Aileen Carrie, Rory McCulloch, and Martha Devlin. You're all very welcome to the show. Thanks very much for joining me, folks. Well, David, we're going again.
I know. It's hard to believe, Jerry. Year after year, it's just been fantastic, Jerry. It gets better each year. 2010, we went on to have 38 runners complete the marathon. 54 the following year. 78 the following year. Then we hit 123. We call that Team 123.ie. Then in 2014, we hit 154 runners in the marathon. And again last year, we had 126 people. So this is year 7. And in 6 years, we have, I think it's 573 people that has successfully completed the Dublin Marathon.
That is unbelievable numbers. You are unprecedented in Ireland when it comes to teams organising for the marathon and taking people from scratch through to the marathon itself in October. And in money terms, you've raised some amount of bobs, haven't you, for the
I know,
charities?
it's all about charity at the end of the day, and we have raised in excess of 240,000 in them 6 years.
250,000 almost, folks. Listen to this. Isn't it just fantastic? From a wee team, from a village in Louth, and the community spirit and everything they have, it's unprecedented.
When we have our information night every year in the Grove House in Dunleer, and you see an awful lot of people coming along to see what all this marathon running and Team Carrie is all about, you can see there's an awful lot of nervous people. A lot of people, some will be experienced, some would never have even laced up a pair of shoes. But I think that's one of the exciting things for me is that you can take these people from nothing, basically nothing, they probably can't even run a lap on the track, and in the space of 22 to 26 weeks is able to run 26.2 miles. It seems to be on the bucket list for an awful lot of people. Hello, very, very welcome to the class Team Carrie 2016. So well done. We're delighted to announce this year that again we've hitched our limit was 150 people, and we've 150 people registered already again this year, which is good news, fantastic, and great for you guys. This is the box, right? It's not a swinging club, it's a running club. Alright? Every week, for safety, put your keys into this box. Alright? Every week, put your keys into this box. If you don't pull out your own key, it could be your lucky night. Or it could be your unlucky night. So tonight, I want to introduce you to the sheriff. Put your hands to the sheriff. Don't fuck with this woman. You might get away with me, but you will not get away with this woman, right? Secondly, this is one of our Coach Raymond. Coach Raymond never misses training. No. He's been here 6 years, and nobody in Dunleer has ever won 4 gold medals in one day. But this gentleman. There's a lot to be covered in the next 23 weeks. All right. So we're going to take it step by step. Okay. Let's get fucking running. My own background in running started when I was 5 years old at the local Dunleer AC Sports, and I loved running from the very start. Just loved it, loved the feeling of running from such an early age.
Davey, you're still with them.
And I won many Irish championships and got to travel all over the world. My own marathon career, believe it or not, started in a hay barn outside Carrickmacross. I was about 20 years of age, and my friend Ollie Devine, we missed the last bus from I think it was the Oasis nightclub in Carrickmacross. So we decided to run or jog home. But just outside Dunleer, Ollie turned around to me and he says, "Carrie, do you know what?" He says, "This is Dublin Marathon weekend." This was 1986. He said, "We're supposed to be athletes. We've ran all our lives." He said, "Maybe we should give the marathon a shot next year." So we shook hands, made a deal, and we said in 12 months' time, we'll train for the Dublin Marathon and run it. So we made our way up to the Dublin Marathon in 1987, and that was my first time I ever ran the marathon. I was 21 years of age. It was about 1994 or 5 when I started then running competitively down the marathon, and had it quite successful. I won 2 national titles, national marathon in 1998 and 1999. And in 2003 I said competitively, maybe it's time to hit the marathon in the head, because there was nothing, all I wanted to do was win or be competitive or run a fast time. So continued at the shorter events, the 5Ks, the 10Ks, half marathons, went no further. It was in 2009 that one of the organisers of the Dublin Marathon, Eugene Coppinger, he asked me would I be interested in doing some pacing for the marathon and would I pace the 3-hour group. That was 2009, and that was the first time I lined up in a race that I wasn't trying to win or run a fast time. It was the first time I was running to help others. And I never enjoyed a run or a race as much in all my life. There was no pressure, no expectation. It was a day of enjoyment, a day not about me anymore, it was about other people.
It is unfortunately together, okay? And I think it's wonderful for your first night to wish you the very best of luck for the next 23 weeks. Our special guest tonight is none other than Katrina McKernan.
And just down to wish you all the very best of luck for the next 23 weeks. I was talking to one of the girls there, she ran the marathon last year, and she's knackered now after just doing one lap. But you will notice as the weeks go by that you're going to get fitter and fitter, and you'll have the race series, all of those races to look forward to, and you know, it's all a gradual progression. Just to take your time with the build up, that's very important, and you know, not to do too much and to follow David's schedule so that you can get to the start line of the marathon on October bank holiday without too many niggles.
Katrina McKernan, a legend of Irish sport and an icon in athletics. It's wonderful that you can have someone as special as Katrina. She's the Irish record holder for the marathon, 2 hours 22 minutes. She's the Irish record holder for the half marathon, 67 minutes. And she's 2-time Olympian, European champion. She's achieved so much in the sport. She's been a very good friend of mine over 30 years. Myself and Katrina made our junior debuts together and our international senior debuts together. So we've been always good friends since the early 80s, and she's remained a good friend, and she's every year she'll still come up to Team Carrie and words of advice, and I don't think there's a better woman in Ireland to be able to speak to team and runners. So we're very, very lucky to have the likes of Katrina supporting what we do.
I know you're all looking at that person beside you saying straight away, Jesus Christ, she's fit. He's fit. She's fit. I wonder, has he run before? I wonder if she run before, but you know what? It doesn't fucking matter at all. It doesn't matter at all, buddy. It starts tonight. This is your first step. This is the first step, regardless of what that step is. And we've a long road ahead of us, and by God, we're going to enjoy it. I'm really, really looking forward to this year more than ever, because it's going to be a brilliant year 2016. And we're going to have a lot of fun together. And we have to stick together as a team.
This is my favourite group, all right? You're starting from complete scratch. So what we're going to do tonight is, all right, we're going to walk a minute, jog a minute, 6 times. So off you go and get the tea and coffee, and I'll see you in there in a few minutes, all right? Is it looking fit? You're so flying.
Tea or coffee?
Tea that side, coffee this side.
I'm the tea lady. That's the catering manager.
She stops talking, she's the tea lady.
She's not very good, I'm still making a cup of tea here.
Alison, be sacked again.
Katrina's heading off now, so just before Katrina goes, I want to thank her for coming down tonight. Put hands together for her tonight. It's not often you get an opportunity to chat and talk to the world's best runner.
Well, just one little tip that I just could bring home with you from tonight that I'd like to share with you is to try and stay relaxed while you're running. We have a tendency to tense different parts of our body, maybe without realising it, and when you do that, you're tightening up your muscles. So when you're out running, just try and body sense and feel where you're holding tension. And the neck and shoulders is an area where people hold a lot of tension, and the lower back area, and the ankles and lower legs. So say to yourself, limp, loose lower legs, and keep the shoulders down and relaxed. And I'm trying to teach David here to stay nice and tall. He can do it by himself. You know, if you can imagine when you're running, imagine that there's a string here from the crown of your head, not the front part of your head, but there's a string from the crown of your head, and you're being pulled up by that string so that your spine is nice and straight. Because you don't want to be down like this, because it's going to put a lot of pressure on your lower back area and your whole body. So if you think nice and tall, keep the shoulders down and relaxed, and try and relax your body as much as possible. Try and do a scan on your body, and as I said, sense and feel where you're holding tension. So the best of luck and enjoy it. And maybe I'll see some of you at the final mile in a couple of weeks in the Phoenix Park. And lovely to meet you all.
Good feeling already. I don't know what it is, but when I get a feeling, it's a good feeling. And the most important thing is making that first step. And you've all made it tonight, regardless of what standard you are.
Any which feel that you just can't go stay at home, not unless you know. Come to me and I'll try not to.
Thanks a lot.
But you know what I mean.
What she's saying is, if you're talking to me and walking away, I did hear what you had to say. It's on his bell. See how next
I started jogging. Well, I gave up smoking. I used to smoke, and David never liked them. It was like a thorn in his side, and I just loved them. I didn't smoke that much. I have to say, I didn't really smoke at home or anything, but I decided anyway to give them up, and I told nobody. I said I was just going to take it day by day. I wasn't going to tell anyone I was off them. So anyway, I thought I was watching every morsel that went into my mouth, but obviously I wasn't. So I put on a few pounds and I didn't want to go back on to the cigarettes. So David kind of said, well, why don't you start walking or do something just to occupy your mind and to get out. So I decided I'd start walking, but I actually didn't really like it. I don't know, it didn't really just appeal to me. So I started jogging. So I was doing 2 miles and I done it about 3 times a week, and I was quite content with that. I was happy. And then a friend of mine seen me out running and she asked me could she join me. So we just started doing this block, as we call it around here. It's just 5k, and we do that a couple of times. No ambition to do anything. And then we decided we'll do a 10k. So we used to do the mini marathon in Dublin, and we do that every year. And that was really the height of my running for a long, long time. I'd done that for a couple of years.
Good morning, everybody. 12th of June 2016 means one thing: the Irish run a 5 mile. And this is how we welcome everyone every year. If you don't know it, you will know it by the end of the year, when we all get to the Dublin Marathon in October. Run for the goal, run for the gold. Run for the gold, run for the gold. For the gold, run for the gold, run for the gold, run for your country. Come on, Team Carrie 2016! Come on, guys! We're going to be getting the team picture taken just out here, okay? And I do want to wish everyone the very, very best of luck. It is the first event in the Race Series 2016. I just want everyone to go around safely, relax, smile and enjoy, and we'll see you all safely at the finish line. And best of luck to you. We're not going to leave until we get the motivation chant and we get behind this team for 2016. This is the first step to greater and better things. So give me a T! Give me an E! Give me an A! Give me an M! Give me a C! Give me an E! Give me an O! Give me another O! Give me an E! Give me an E! What do we got?
The 15th year of the FFD Air Triplicity Dublin Race Series, and all getting built up for 140 days time where we compete in the Dublin Marathon. The 37th one of that. The best David Carrie just coming in, where David was to beat 9 times in the top 30 and maybe 10 times in the top 30 now for David Carrie. Well done, David. So we're looking for our third lady, and one day we need now with the joggers blocking up the road, and happiness to a David Carrie gang. It must be Siobhan and Eleanor and Teresa and Kate. The County Louth Brigade are coming through. Who said they were the wee county? Big, big numbers. Well done for the team from Team Carrie and many of you.
2010 came around, and it was early 2010, and I remember we were going out to draw on my good wife Aileen, and the light bulb would come on, and I had this brainwave, this idea, and I remember sitting in a restaurant where we went to get something to eat, and I said, you know what, Aileen, I says, I have an idea, I says, for this year. And she says, what is it? What is it? I said, I'm going to train people up, I says, to do a marathon, including yourself. And she looked at me very, very funny, and she says, I don't think I'd be able to run a marathon. I says, that's what everyone says. And then all over the years, I would have remembered people saying to me, do you know what, I'd love to run a marathon. And when I say to them, why don't you run, get training up, run 26.2 mile, anyone can do it, they would say, sure, I'd never be able to. And that's 2 things people say: I'd love to run a marathon, and the second sentence is, I'd never be able to.
So I remember in 2010, and David saying, you know, he was after doing the pacer the year before, and for the Dublin Marathon, and he really enjoyed it, and he said he wanted to start up his own group. And he then told me I would probably be running the marathon, and I said, no, I don't think so. I couldn't see how you could put 2 half marathons back to back, you know what I mean? I just couldn't see how you could do it. And he said, it's not like that, Aileen, it's all about the training and the whole lot. So I said, right, okay. I firmly believe like in what he says because I know he's a runner. I followed him since we've been going out since we were 17. So I kind of said, right, okay, I'll go with this. So I went with it and I done the training and I actually found I really enjoyed the long runs. Now, I'm not saying they're easy, they're not, you know, but it is the progression. And I remember towing the line in 2010 in Dublin Marathon, couldn't believe I was actually standing there. Really couldn't believe it. And all I wanted to do was finish. I didn't have a time. It's not what we're about. Never was. I just get to the finish. And I remember getting to mile 25, and turning to Patsy, who was running with a couple of us, and I said, I'm going to finish this marathon. You know, I said, I can't believe this. I am actually going to finish this marathon. I didn't care if I was going to have to crawl. I could crawl a mile if I had to. But I mean, I wasn't. But this is how I felt. That's when I believed I could actually do it. You know, even though I had all the miles and I was there and everything else. And I remember crossing that line and just being, I can't believe this. This is really amazing.
We put the call out there, anyone interested in running the marathon, the Dublin Marathon 2010. So we'd organised our first get-together just at the end of May. And we had 18 people turned up at the training for the first night. And I remember even going up that first night saying, how are we going to train up 18 people? Which is, you know, it's bigger than a football team. So I got my thinking cap on and I designed a unique training plan for different levels and different abilities. Everyone has a different standard. Everyone can run differently. So I designed a 22-week training schedule to a 26-week training schedule, depending on, you know, level of ability and fitness. So we put the plan in operation. We had 2 plans, and it started to gather momentum. And from our first training night in 2010, the 18 people, that year we had 38 people complete the Dublin Marathon successfully, all well, and everyone, you know, really enjoyed it. And out of the 38 people that ran that marathon that year, 37 of them was running a marathon 26.2 miles for the very first time. So I knew straight away that the programs work. If we get them training in the right environment, go through the program, give them the tips, nutrition, health, it is possible that anybody can run a marathon.
We obviously worked as a team, right? We really did, you know, but David is the voice and it's all his inspiration. I'm just really just behind him, supporting him, really and truly. But I remember when we went down and, you know, Dave said, do you think there'd be many here? I really had no idea. I didn't know. I thought, like, you know, the people would believe in David and that if they wanted to run a marathon, they'd come, you know. And then, like, we did think 18, oh my God.
Transfer it over to the right side. Straight how you go, man. Snack again.
And it's hard to leave already. There's only 14 weeks to go before the Dublin Marathon. Alright? So we're nearly coming to the halfway point already. That's a quick, the weeks go by, and I thought to do that very, very quick. Alright? But we're going to think absolutely no further than the 10K this Sunday, 24th of July, 10 o'clock in Swords, 10K. The races are very, very important in your overall fitness your endurance, your stamina, your speed. You have to do the races if you want to have a long-term goal of completing the 10 mile the 20th of August, the half marathon the 24th of September, and then the marathon itself, which is Sunday the 12th of October. All these races are there for a specific reason, and that's why we do them. We designed the programme to take in the Dublin Race Series as stepping stones towards the main event. And they are stepping stones, so as the training programme increases every 4 or 5 weeks, we have a short-term goal of increasing the training, increasing our mileage gradually, and it works every year that people are getting fitter, faster, stronger, and more importantly, more confident as the programme goes on. Ray, who done incredibly well in the Leo 4 mile, just wants to wish everyone the best of luck on Sunday.
Yeah. I hope you do well and drink many water.
Guys, I have one thing to say, right? We're getting there slowly but surely, right? And we want to really feel the heat and feel the passion here on Sunday, right? If we get up the swords, right? We are going to let everybody know in Ireland that we're up in the middle of the swords. We're going to make that much noise. They're going to say, who the fuck are they? Can we do it? Can we do it? I can't hear you. Can we do it?
Bingo 10k. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10k. That's all we're going to do today, guys. Can we do it? Can we do it? Yes! Can we fucking do it? Yes! You'll know this for the end of the year. Early morning. No one sees the runner striding across the hillside against the new day dawning. Heart thumping, chest heaving, blood racing, and fire in his eyes fixed on a dream. To run for his country, to run for the goal. Run for the goal, run for the goal. Run for the goal, run for the goal. For the goal, run for the goal, run for the goal. Everybody, run for your country. Come on, Team Carrie, race number 10. We're one step closer. It's only another step, but we'll finish the job today and we'll move on to the next step.
Well, when I came up with the idea initially in 2010, the first person I said it was, of course, Aileen, the sheriff. But whatever she says goes. She's the boss, she's the whip, she's the sheriff, she's the controller. And we have the wonderful David Carrie, and he's the catering manager. And that's his title. And he likes nothing better than making sure everyone gets a cup of tea or coffee.
So basically, I try to get here early, get 2 boilers on, and cups out, get the goodies on some of the plates, and the whole plan is that between 6 and 10 past 6, I get out for my run, because just because I'm the catering manager doesn't mean that I'm excused training.
You know, we have a bit of banter, and as I say, once you cross the threshold of the kitchen, you're open to any sort of abuse. But it's all friendly banter, and it's just my, what I call weird sense of humour. You know, I have a weird sense of humour, you know. Have been known to dress up as a chicken, which is just in honour of Squeaky, our mascot. I'm affectionately known as the Dark Lord because I saved the coffee. So, again, I had to dress up as Darth Vader one night. So, you know, it's all part of the banter. And they do laugh when I lay out the cups in a certain manner, but that's just me, you know. the old military training, as I say. I like to have everything neat and tidy. We all learn something new every year, and I think it's important. Somebody mightn't have had a good day at work, there might be problems at home, and if they're having a cup of tea and a chat with somebody, you're doing some good. You know? And that's, I think the social aspect of it is vitally important. That's, like I wouldn't be one of the better runners as far as I'm concerned, but it's not about running to me. It's about making new friends, helping people to only run 5 mile, half marathon or marathon. They're achieving something, you know. I'm going this way. I'll see you later, and the tea's on. All the best.
Again, just moving nice and slowly now towards the start.
After each race with Team Carrie, we all go back to bring, as we all say, carrying across the line, which is actually wrote on our jacket and all our gear. And it all comes from that we're a team and we're all there for each other. And like that, it's important that, like when you're out on a run, you know, and getting tough, you're saying to yourself, but it's okay, the rest of them are going to be there for me, and they're actually thinking about me. They know I'm out here, and you know, that's carrying you on another little bit. And I think, you know, when you're coming across and you're there and you're saying they're going to be there at the line and they're going to be, and it actually makes you finish.
Team we are is Carrie and we wear the blue and white. From north and south and east and west in Noah's country wide. But legs that feel like that and you think you're gonna drop. Just remember we'll be there to carry you across the line.
With Team Carrie, everyone takes part. We don't judge anybody because to me no one's any better than anyone else. Just because someone can run faster doesn't mean they're a better person. Everyone's running for their own personal reason and their personal goals. And for example, in our team, we have people coming in, you know, it could be under 2.5 hours. Our final person coming in could be 7 hours. But we're not time orientated at all. It's about finishing, and you know, a 5-minute mile is the same as someone running a 15-minute mile. To them, it's a mile, and I think it's hugely important for us. We're not into times at all. We're into just finishing and carrying as many people across the line as possible.
They're just taking this running thing too seriously. It's only a marathon.
So put your hand over the hands of Coach Ray.
66 days, I hope you do well and drink plenty of water, and your long runs is this week.
When we were away at the Frank Duffy 10 mile on Saturday, Raymond was on patrol duty here and he made sure everyone's cars was all safe. Right, and Ray is right. There is only 66 days going out to Dublin City Marathon. 66 days. And it is squeaky bum time. Squeaky bum time. But firstly, I'm going to talk about the Frank Duffy 10 mile on Saturday. And again, what can I say only, guys, a massive congratulations, because I'm going up to the Phoenix Park 30 years and running in Dublin regularly, and I never miss any of the race series events. And that is only the second time in over 20 years that I would have come across conditions like that. The way I would see anything like that, right, there was 5,500 people around that event, and there was less than 4,000 actually turned up on the day, right? Which meant there's 1,500 weak people in Ireland now. And it's going to build an awful lot of confidence for you guys, because you're over the big hurdle now. You went out in extreme conditions. It couldn't have been worse. Gale force winds, lashing rain, and I mean you got through it. And it'll never be that difficult again. The long runs are starting this Saturday morning, okay? We'll have 2 groups going. Your pace, okay, for your long runs, it's hugely important. We're marathon runners, not sprinters, okay? So we are training for endurance and stamina. Alright, we want to start people to start sampling with the gels and the carbohydrate drinks. You don't need, as I said, to be like John Wayne and have 20 fucking loads behind you, right? You only need 1 or 2 with you guys. 1 or 2 and try them out. Okay? You don't need to be taking one every 20. That's not going to make you run any quicker. It might make you run quicker than the toilet, but it certainly won't boost your performance. Stick to the schedule as best you can, okay? That schedule is designed to have you peaking for October. As the programme goes on, it's about getting quicker, faster and stronger as the weeks goes on. By the time you get to the marathon, the 30th of October, you should be in the best shape of your life. Rather, when we started off first, there was a saying around Dunleer that we had the butcher, the baker and the candlestick maker running in Dunleer, and literally we actually did, from the local newsagent to the local postmaster, all the girls working in supermarkets. We had postmen, carpenters, politicians. It was a whole community effort. And after 10 or 12 weeks, when we are up to the 10-mile stage, when we start doing the long runs, and particularly, people know the routes we're going round, all around McGrange, Bellew, Clotterhead, Toker, Port, Annigas, and all around the Midloud area. And people are actually leave out goodies for us, food, water, bananas, fruit. And that support is crucial, and it gives everyone a lift, particularly in the weeks leading up to the marathon itself. It just motivates you, to get the support of so many people. We'll be going for a post-run recovery in Port Beach afterwards. Make sure, lads, you wear the Speedos. And ladies, make sure you wear the lovely bikinis. All right. That plays a massive role, and you will feel the difference when you're soaking yourself in the water beyond in Port. It's a really good thing to do. We're here over at Port Beach near Clotterhead, and we're just after completing the long run this morning. It was our first team long run this morning, and it's very important after the run. It's a post-recovery we do over here on Port Beach. Salt water is great for recovery, and it's very good for the muscles. Particularly in this beach, where sometimes there's plenty of seaweed, and there's lots of seaweed around at the moment, so it's very good for the recovery, and it heals the sore, aching limbs, and it's also very good for your skin. So I always recommend all our runners, particularly after the long run, to come over here and get into Port Beach for post-run recovery.
know, what makes people want to do a marathon? I think, you know, an awful lot of people don't even think about it sometimes, to just think, oh, I'd like to do a marathon, because it is a thing that people put onto a bucket list, you know, even grand. But I think then when you make the commitment to do a marathon then, you know, once you go in the door and you listen, you know, and then you do say, okay, I'm going to do this. And it then becomes more than running a marathon, because, you know, there's so much commitment to it. There is, and it's tough. And you're out there and you're doing something that you've never done before. You're suddenly running, you know, and the miles are building up, and, you know, you get aches and pains and, you know, that. But the feeling when you finish, even just the run, never mind the race, you know what I mean? Because the race is a whole different, like, feeling and excitement and everything else. It's brilliant. And then it builds you. You start to feel, oh God, I can do this. And if I can do this, well, then there's other things I can do. You know what I mean?
25 days to the marathon.
I firmly believe that anyone can run a marathon if they're in good health, and they get all the clear from the GP. They do the proper training, stick to the training plan. I believe anyone can run a marathon if they're trained up properly. Make the sacrifices required and get the support. In Team Carrie, our age profile ranges from 18 years to 73 years of age. They're all out running marathons, so I always believe if they can do it, anyone can do it.
You're nearly there!
This is a great day, right? Because we're done. The training is done. We've actually completed the program's finished now. And I'll be emailing you now the next 2 weeks training, which is little or nothing. So in relation to the long runs, we're done. We're completely tapering down now and relaxing. And congratulations to everyone to get this far. Marvellous.
I think it's hugely important when you are running a marathon to raise funds for charities, and we raise funds for various charities. For the last 6 years, we've handed over to different charities in excess of 242,000. We primarily fundraise for the Gary Kelly Cancer Support Centre in Drogheda. But if anyone wants to run for their own individual charity and their own personal, we encourage that as well.
Isn't he just wonderful? He is, isn't he? Yes, he is. Mental, mad, but wonderful. I just can't believe we're 7 years. I know I've been saying happy anniversary to some of you coming in over the door, but it's incredible to think we're 7 years down the line, and that the consideration towards the centre is as strong as it was the first year that David approached us. We're indebted to you. When you go out and you do this marathon, every step that you take and every cent that you raise and that you bring back into this centre is 100% going back to support somebody who is just not quite in a position to do something similar themselves.
We started here the 25th of May, 23 weeks ago. It is now the 27th of October, 5 months later. And this is our last training night. And I think it's important. We started the first night together and we'll finish the last night together. It's fantastic to think that after 23 weeks, we have still 140 people standing. Very important that the coach Ray, is coaching this team 7 years, and I'm sure he's plenty of advice to give you, and he's already kitted himself out with a lovely present and a lovely new t-shirt.
I hope you do well, drink plenty of water. Only 4 days to go. Thank Ian, Pat, Sarah, Aileen and David.
In the marathon itself, what have we got to do?
26.2 miles.
I come up here the 25th of May, onto the track. I don't know how many people's going to make it. In actual fact, out of 140 entries that we sent in, and we sent them in September, we have 132 that actually made it. Between injuries, sickness, broken toes, everything. All right. Since we started in 2010, okay, we have 573 runners that towed the line in the Dublin Marathon and started, and 573 of them have the Dublin Marathon medals. So we have 100% record. We don't want that to change. I don't want anyone to go home without a medal. Because you fucking deserve that medal. And just finally I want to say a huge thank you for myself and the Sheriff, right? I thought I had retired, but I came back into running in 2010. And I don't have many marathons even ran in my retirement. So without you guys, we wouldn't be here. If we opened up that door, there's no one here. So we want to thank you for keeping us going. I just want to wish you all the best of luck. This is your lap of honour. Don't fear the distance, just respect it, and you're going to be fine, right? Run for the gold, run for the gold. Run for the gold, run for the gold. For the gold.
Guys, this is it, right? This is why we got together 22 weeks ago, okay? It was all about the Dublin Marathon, and guess what? We are fucking here. This is simple, right? This is A to B. A to B, 26.2 miles. 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles. It ain't going to come to you. You have to go to it. Every step is a step closer towards that finish line. Chesterfield Avenue, Phoenix Park. We have to go into Chesterfield Avenue. It ain't going to come to us. We're not going to get a bus or a fucking taxi. Are we going to do it? Yes! Is everyone going to finish? Yes! Don't mess me around, guys. Everybody finishes today. Without fail, everyone's going to finish today. Nobody goes home without their 1916 and 2016 medal. Nobody! Get across that line, because you deserve that fucking medal. You absolutely deserve it. This is your lap of honour. This is why we train. This is why we do it. Can you feel it now? Yes! I'm beginning to feel it now. I'm feeling really good. We're going to have arms round each other one last time, and we're going to sing our anthem. Run for the gold, run for the gold. Run for the gold, run for the gold. Run for the gold, run for your country.
know, be grateful how lucky we are to actually get to that start line on the 30th of October. And think of all the people that can't. Only 1% of the world's population ever get to do a marathon. Don't fear the distance, respect it. And I think that's hugely important. No one should have any fear when they start to run a marathon 26.2 miles, because you've done all the training, you've done all the preparation. So don't fear it. If you respect it, you will get there.
To me, it doesn't matter whether you walk, jog, or run a marathon. It's the same medal, it's the same effort, and it's the same achievement.
Bring it on, Team Carrie, let's finish the job.
Ronan Moore from Plymouth Club is going to do it. Billy Lockman from Talent Club is going to do it. Ben, Edmonton, come on everyone. Come on, let's see it. Ryan Gleason is there. Paul Leonard, well done Paul, good to see you. Great job, well done. Come on Paul, that's it, last few yards, well done, you've done a fantastic job. Dave Foley is there from Cork, well done out there too. Well on the money, you've done a brilliant job. 4:19:38, couldn't do any better. Thanks to our pacers. Come on, Andrew. Andrew Jones, with the help of the family. That's it. Come on, Andrew. Come on, finishers. You've done a fantastic job. Hey, Kieran. Steady the camera. Hey, Kenny, well done. Come on, Andrew. That's it. Good job. Come on, finishers. Come on, give us your breath of home. You've done a fantastic job. Well done. You've done a fantastic job. Good to see you. Well done, Loretta. Well done, Paul. Well done, Anne-Marie. Nice to see you all. Captain Finn. Hey, Brian. Ben. Good job. Well done. Good to see you. John Lawler. Well done.
Team Carrie, you finished the job. She said there's quite a few still out there. I think we have shown over the years that anybody can do it, and anybody, you know, that's willing to put the time into the training and get the support, it is possible. And I think the fact that for air range can be anything from sub 2:30 for a marathon to 7 hours, so it actually doesn't matter. It's not about time, it's about finishing. Started 25th of May with Janine Kelly, out of breath, 100 metres and crying, and you nearly left the track, and you kept at it, and at it, and at it. And you know what? I've never seen anyone, no, I would say with so much determination. How do you feel now?
over